At this point in time, we are also joined by Dr. Ramyar P. Karajia. He's a principal of the Dadar Thornan Institute. Sir, appreciate you taking out the time and speaking with us. Before we speak about the current developments in Iran, could you help us understand, our viewers understand, the history of Parsis and how it can be traced back to the country of Iran?
Yeah, the Parsis who are so well known in India, also known as Zoroastrians, they came from Iran to India about 1300 years ago because of the persecution, Arab persecution, because the Parsis lost their empire in Iran, and because they were very friendly with India for thousands of years. That's why they knew that India would be a safe refuge for them, and that's why many of them left Iran to come to India. In Iran we have been there for almost 10,000 years, and we had several empires in Iran, and we had a connection with the Greek Empire, the Roman Empire, we had connection with the Indians, and the present day Iran that you see was not the original Iran. The original Iran was much larger, more towards the north, covering Central Asia and even Russia. So that is how the Parsis were connected with Iran for almost 9,000 years from now. Then about in 650 AC, we lost our empire in Iran and people got scattered several places. And a group of the people decided to come to India because they wanted to save and salvage their religion. And because they knew India, because there were neighborly relations with Iran for thousands of years. Indian kings and Iranian kings were always friends and they knew each other. So that's why our people from Iran 1300 years back came to India and got refuge and were given the permission to follow their religion. And hence we settled and prospered over here as Parsi Zoroastrians.
Right, so thank you for that explanation. And how do you view what is happening in Iran and the anti-hijab protests?
See, presently Iran has a government which is an Islamic republic. And understanding that, we should know that an Islamic republic has its own rules and regulations. Now, we can also understand that the youngsters over there have some problems and have issues. And you know, violence is never an answer to anything. And also, injustice should never happen. Considering these two aspects, I am of the firm belief that the two parties should come together, speak to each other, and in the best interest of everybody, come to an amicable solution. Because it is only when one side is frustrated that such things happen. You know, wherever there is authority, whether it is be a school, a university, a house or a country, there are always people who are not wanting to conform to authority for one reason or the other. And at such a point of time, amicable solutions are the best solutions.
Right, sir. And when it comes to gender and things and issues like the hijab, how was Iran different years ago as opposed to what it is today?
See, when we talk of Zoroastrian Iran, like this Iran up to 650 AC, Zoroastrian religion, or Parsis as you may call them, have never differentiated between men and women. Ladies have been as much venerated. In our prayers, we venerate and respect ladies. Of course, there are some biological aspects, like a priest only a male could become, or a lady had certain restrictions when she had certain biological processes which were being undergone. But apart from that, ladies were respected. She was called the mistress of the house. Mano Patni. In the Avastha, a lady is called Mano Patni. Mano means house and Patni means a master. So that was the respect given to her. In ancient Iran, along with kings, we even had queens. When no kings were available, when there were no princes, princesses were made into queens. There was Queen Azarmidokht, Queen Purandokht in Sasanian Iran. So gender was never an issue in Zoroastrian Iran. But after the downfall of the Zoroastrian Empire, after the downfall of the Sasanian Empire, several kings have ruled. There were Tatars, there were Turks, there were Huns, and there were so many other nationalities which ruled over Iran. So considering that in the last 1300 years, Iran has got a lot of changes. And so since the last more than 40 years, Iran is under Islamic rule. And whoever is the ruler, they want their rules to be followed by the subjects. And hence, the Iran that we see after the Islamic Republic of Iran took over is quite different from what was Iran in the previous 1000 years, or what was Iran in what we call the Zoroastrian Iran, that is before 650 AC.
Right. So, do you think that young Muslim women should have the autonomy to choose? Do you think this choice varies across religions?
See, these issues are internal to religion. I would not like to comment on something which is an issue of another religion. And in the same way, I would not like somebody to interfere in the religion of others, because the religion is an aspect which is best observed by the followers of that people. And I think others should not comment on religious aspects of another religion. And the religious people are the best people, along with the intellectuals of that same religion, to come to, and the youngsters of the religion. But it should all be people of the religion to come to some consensus in this issue.
Right. So, last question before we let you go. Do Parsis still have a community connect with Iran? And what is your hope for these Iranian women who are protesting against the hijab?
Zoroastrians, there are Zoroastrians in Iran even today, and they are well looked after by the government. Zoroastrian religion, like Christianity and Judaism, are recognized minorities. They even get a seat in the parliament. So Zoroastrian religion is there in Iran. Many of them are thriving. They are looked after by the government, and they have got a and of course they observe the rules which have been laid down by the government over there, because they are living under them. As we in India, we observe the rules of the Indian government. So in that way, we have to observe the rules of the land where we are staying. And my only hope and prayer in Iran is, for Iranian ladies, is that may good sense prevail, and may, instead of fighting for it, may they come on a table, sit across, and I think the time is ripe now. Even the government is ready to enter into a dialogue. So they should enter into a dialogue and bring an end to these unfortunate things which are happening over there just now.
Sir, appreciate you joining us and enlightening us on a number of these historical as well as current facts.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.